Hey guys, Rory here for Really Dumb Racing. Today we're going to be upgrading my rig. We finally went and got a real bucket seat to replace the standard recliner that came on my Next Level Racing GT Track. Okay guys, so here is my rig and here is the seat that is still on it. So this is the standard seat that came with the GT Track. Now it's a perfectly good seat, but after a couple of years it's got a bit of wear and tear on it. It looks all fine, but there is a couple of cuts, it's wearing in places, and the biggest problem of all is it doesn't recline right. So I think after a few years of climbing in and out of this, the reclining mechanism has either bent or broken in some way. So I decided to go for this. So this over here is a bad boy bucket seat from eBay. I've seen a few people putting these on their rigs. Not exactly this particular style, but we'll get into that in a minute. So this is a fixed back bucket seat made of fiberglass. It's got quite a bit of padding and it's got this cool, kind of cool diamond stitch pattern on it. Looks okay, I think it's going to look quite good in the rig. I didn't want to break the bank with this upgrade, so that's why I've went for a seat off of eBay. Now if this was going in a real car, I probably wouldn't install this seat in particular. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but the seat in your car does basically holds your life in its hands. But going on a rig, realistically it's going to be okay. So as I said, I've seen a few people install this brand of bucket seat on the rig, so I'm hoping it's going to be pretty simple. So why did I go for this seat in particular? Now I am a bit of a chunky boy, there's no point in lying about it, and all the seats I could find for a kind of cheaper price were very thin and were not going to be comfortable until I found this. This, what I believe, was £150 on eBay. So realistically pretty cheap for a bucket seat, and was more than wide enough for what I needed. Now I really wanted to be comfortable in this because I sit in this for a long time, upwards of 4 hours at points, you know, and potentially longer in the future, we don't know. So although I wanted to feel secure, I didn't want to have to deal with being squished and uncomfortable and basically spilling out of my bucket seat. So yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to go on. I've installed a few bucket seats in cars over the years and it's usually a pain in the ass. I'm hoping this is going to be a bit simpler because there's a bit more space, but we'll just have to see how it goes. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to whip the seat off of the rig and then see how I can adapt the kind of a subframe to fit the new seat. So what I'm hoping for is that the side mounts on the bucket seat will actually line up with some of these holes. Yeah, and it will just hopefully bolt straight on. Okay, so we've managed to remove the rails from the bucket seats. So now we have to hope that some of these holes, this hole and this hole on both sides, will line up with some of these holes on the bottom of the side mounts. If they do, then it will bolt straight on and I can bolt the seat straight into the rig, not a problem. If they don't, then we're going to have to get creative. Okay, so I can confirm that the front holes do indeed line up, which means the back ones are more than likely to line up as well. So I'm going to slide this whole mechanism forward to get into the back holes that are about here somewhere. And then we can bolt this straight into the rig, and that was probably the simplest bucket seat install I've ever done. And just to show you guys, it looks like these holes do indeed line up. So we're going to go ahead and get these bolts in and get this seat on the rig. Okay, so we've officially swapped the rails from this seat to this seat. So we're going to go ahead and get this bolted onto the rig, start on getting it adjusted to where I want to be, and then we'll test it out. Okay, seat is on the rig. So first impressions, we're sitting too high. We're sitting a little bit too high, but we're also sitting a little bit off to the left hand side, so that tells me the seat needs to come over this way a bit and down. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it back off, we're going to try and adjust the rails over this way a little bit and hopefully fix that, and then we can work on lowering it a little bit. Okay, So the seat is back on the rig. We've fixed the fact that it was squint. Basically what happened is when I was tightening everything up, the bracket had just shifted slightly, which meant we sat in it and it felt like we were squinting. So now we just have to lower it. So looking at the seat, looking at the side mount, unfortunately the front is actually already on its lowest setting, but the back is on its highest. So what we're going to do is we're going to lower this down as much as we can. I don't think there's going to be that much movement, just because of space underneath the seat, but hopefully what it'll do is it'll give me that recline and make me feel like I'm sitting back a bit more. Okay guys, so I've screwed about with this thing quite a lot, just trying to get it to sit right. Unfortunately we could not get it to go lower, so what we've done is we've raised the front, which will give us that recline. But yeah, this is how it looks. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. It looks pretty awesome. Pretty good upgrade, I think. So now we're going to jump on, get on iRacing or something, and we're going to give it a test and see how it feels and see if this was worth it. Okay guys, so here we are in the rig for the first time. We're going to give it a little test with a new bucket seat. You can see the old one behind me over here. So yeah, we're going to jump straight into this practice session on iRacing. Okay guys, so here we go. First lap with the bucket seat installed. We're in the M4 GT3 on iRacing and we're going to do a lap around Circuit de Catalunya. Now first thing I'm going to notice immediately is the braking performance. I do not have to push that pedal half as hard as I did before, because all the power from my leg is going straight into that pedal, whereas before I would kind of move back, and I would say probably a good couple of inches, which meant I really had to push down on that pedal to get full movement. Actually a really weird sensation now. Perhaps do feel a little bit high, maybe a little bit tall for the rig, but if it really annoys me, if I really don't like how this is currently sitting, what I can do is, because these rigs have so much adjustment in them nowadays, what we can do is we can move the steering wheel and the monitor up a little bit, and that should hopefully fix that. But right now it's not feeling that bad. What was that line, Rory? What are you doing? I'm telling you, these brakes are going to have to take a bit of getting used to, but it really does. It really feels amazing compared to that reclining seat. Worthwhile upgrade if you're thinking about it, and that's just from one lap. Yeah, very, very pleased with this upgrade. I've been putting this off for a long time because honestly I thought it was going to be a massive pain in the ass, but actually it's not bad at all. It was pretty simple, and the benefits are visible immediately. Okay, sure, this might not be as comfortable after a few hours, but right now it's perfect. Oh, I just can't get over that braking, man. That's awesome. We're going to do one more lap here, guys, and just, yeah, this was an absolutely amazing upgrade. I'm so happy I've done this. Immediately I feel the benefits of it. If you're thinking about doing this upgrade, I would highly recommend it. Benefits you get out of braking are just immediately noticeable. Let's see if I can actually get round here this time. That's a bit more like it, maybe a bit wide, but it's okay. Anyway guys, thank you so much for joining me today and watching me do this upgrade. Seriously, if this is something you've been considering doing, do it. You can get a cheap bucket seat off of Facebook Marketplace, or you can get a cheap one from eBay. No matter what it is, you're going to feel the benefits immediately. If you did enjoy it, please do consider hitting like and maybe even subscribing. This has been Rory from Really Dumb Racing, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.